I'm going to talk about how you punctuate when you are directly addressing somebody, as you might be at the beginning of an email or if you're writing dialogue. So, for example, here's a short sentence. Hi, Bob. A very famous sentence in television sitcom history, in fact. Okay, now this is how most people are doing it now, but that's not right. When you are directly addressing somebody, as you would be here, you're talking to Bob. What you do is you precede Bob with the person you're addressing with a comma. So this is correct. Hi, Bob. And the commas have to come on either side of the name of the person you're addressing. So, for example, in this sentence, what counts, Bob, is who wins. So Bob maybe is a little idealistic and you need to really explain things to him. Well, what you do here is what counts, comma, Bob, comma, is who wins. Now we call these Bobs, we call them the vocative, in case you want the technical term, if you want to do some more research on this or look it up. So when you have a vocative like this, you need to surround it with punctuation. And given that this is how we begin emails a lot nowadays, it's particularly good to know. So it would be the same if you began, hey Bob, or something even more informal. Now this is the way we traditionally open letters, that is begin letters, with salutations, with greetings. So for example, if this were the beginning of a letter, Dear Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Now we would, if you are used to writing letters, you would be used to writing the comma there. Well, it's exactly this comma. It's Dear Delta Dawn. I'm talking to you, Delta Dawn. So, Dear Delta Dawn, comma, and then you go on with your sentence. But this, too, is a vocative. So, this is what we're used to. But we sort of have maybe forgotten that the same comma that comes after the Dear John, or whoever it is, also ought to come before Bob in Hey Bob. Similarly, confusion can develop if you leave the comma out of other vocatives, because it's not always a proper noun. It can be a common noun. So, for example, this phrase, you go girl. Well, without a comma there, because there should be a comma, because you're talking to the friend whom you're referring to as girl. You're saying, you go, girl, and I'm talking to you, girl. So without the comma, though, you get something quite peculiar. You get a sentence that is grammatically like this one, let's go green, which is correct. That is, let's become environmentally conscious. Let's go green. Go here means sort of become. Let's become green. So this is fine, but what would it mean to go girl in the way that you go green? I mean, you go girl, I go boy. I mean, what does that mean? It doesn't really mean much of anything. So if you want to encourage your friend in writing